So, we have been tackling our mythographic books, but what about the background? Today, we are going to talk about using alcohol markers for backgrounds. Let me flip through to the first page. I've done an alcohol marker background and fantasy forest. Excuse me, y'all. Fantasy forest. Let me make sure. Now, this is another book that I've purchased because it said forest, and I thought that I would really like that. So right here you see two wolves covered in leaves. Now my objective was to use a dark purple alcohol marker for the there were like little holes in here. And then I went on ahead and did the grass because I wanted to have that contrasting grass and the alcohol marker in the background. But then I went through and added like a little bit of light yellow. For some reason, I'm stuck on these daggone Laker colors, y'all. Y'all remember the last thing is purple and yellow. But yes. So this was one way that I use alcohol markers in the background, just went in the little holes. One thing about this method right here, it hides if let's say if you have streaks, it doesn't matter. You're not going to see that. So I thought that was awesome. That's why I felt more confident about using the darker purple marker. And the grass is just me, I always put in like a base. So this is an alcohol marker base, but then I'm going to go back in with a fine liner to add more detailing. All right, let's look at the next page that I completed. Now we are going to do a page ourselves. So I had to put a lot of different pieces of paper in between each page because even days later, alcohol marker will bleed through and mess up a page. Ask me how I know, okay? So on this particular page right here, I wanted to use a light alcohol marker, but then make the trees, I started making the trees a little bit dark. So that's what I'm going to eventually do. I started doing it just so I could see how it would go. Now this is so funny. Not funny, haha, but funny. Ugh. I started using a dark marker, a dark alcohol, like a purple one, and I was like, okay, you just use purple. On the other one, you got to switch it up. So that's why you see this little area, right here. So, but I think it turned out really well. It's a little bit. I see like little splotches, but considering I'm trying to make it like a night background, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't. I really like it. I do. So this is just another background using alcohol markers, but this is a light alcohol marker. All right, this one. I love how this one came out. Y'all know I love some tie-dye. So I really like how this one turned out. Right here, I ended up picking up the wrong marker and added the wrong green, but we're not gonna look at that. Okay, we're not. But I really like the way this one came out. I used two markers, a blue and a light green one. Really easy to do. Now you're probably wondering, like, well, Crystal, you've covered over some of the actual, page, but I'm gonna go back in with what is it, acrylic paint pens and make all of that right. Okay, I am. So even the little snowflakes, yes. You can go back in with an acrylic paint pen. I can also go back in, since these are supposed to be snowflakes, I can also go back in with a silver gel pen. I think the silver gel pen will do it better justice. I'm gonna do that. A silver gel pen. And just cover right over that. All right. Okay, so this one right here I call the Hunt for Red October. I don't know why I did it this way. I just don't use red a lot. I don't. So I just wanted to put a red background. And that's what I did. Okay. It's red. I'm not happy about this one if y'all can't tell. But it can be fixed. It can be fixed. So, okay, this one, I think the next one coming up is the most challenging one that I did. Oh, no, no, no. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, this is okay. So initially, this one right here, it was perfect. This light blue, the bunny rabbit was doing great. But then I was like, oh, I want to have it light in the middle and then dark on the outside. And then I don't know what happened, but this is where we are right now. So this is like the blob that's about to take him over, but he's swimming. I can make up a storyline now, okay? Yes, I can. So that's what we're gonna go with right now. Um, I'm not mad at it. I just wish this right here, this looks kind of weird going up like that. Maybe if I kind of make it come out a little bit more, um, I might like it a little bit better. Now, what I do after an alcohol marker has dried, I'll take a zero marker and just that helps me to connect it a little bit better, as you can see. Or you can just go in with a colored pencil that's the same color as the alcohol marker, and you can fix it that way as well. Another trick that I use is I'll take a gray, like a gray 01, and that can act as my alcohol marker too, because it doesn't lay down a lot of color, especially on this blue. You ain't going to be able to see it, so I'll do that too. But yes, I can't wait to. I might start on this one first when I put the final touches on it. This one. So that was a challenging one too. So now this one right here is the one. So I was trying to create my own little, cotton candy land. Um, it's gonna require some cleanup, but I really like it. I do. Right here, this was there was I used two color alcohol markers for this one, for this particular color right here. And the lighter color was perfect. But the darker color, it was just going out. It must have been a newer marker because it was just spreading out everywhere. But I really like my attempt at this. This can be easily cleaned up with gel pens and colored pencils to give it a final great look. And as I sit here and look at that, is that a cloud? Did I miss that whole thing? Oh, okay, cover that up. Don't y'all love when you do that? You think, I'm finished, and then you'll see a whole part that's, or like, oh, okay, I didn't color an ear or a nose or something like that. Let me see. Is that the last one? All right. So now it's our turn to do it online. Be right back. All right. So we have switched to the book Paradise, and I chose this page here because it has a good bit to color in the background. Now, the alcohol markers that I'm going to use, they are my Cali Art Pastel alcohol markers. And I really like to use two colors. You don't have to, you can use one. But when I use two colors, I make sure that they start with the same letter. And this is the beginner's version. I'm quite sure other people, hey, they know how to do it. But I'm using Y102 and Y204. That's 102 right here and 204 right there. Not sure if you can see that. So, all right. Now I used to like uncap, recap the pen every single time, and that would just drive me cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So I don't do that anymore. I just keep them uncapped, and I start with the lightest color, and I just go light, dark, light, dark. Since these two are in the same family, it's not going to be a big deal. So right now I'm trying to decide if I want to start here. And I say that because I know if my hand gets under the camera will start like being blurry. But I'm gonna start down here. Okay. So again, I'm gonna start with the light one first. Let me see. Mm, okay, go Crystal, go. Here we go. And I don't think this is a light one. Okay. Make sure you have a piece of paper behind. And they match so well. I don't know if I like that. But I'm gonna keep going just for the sake of this video, okay? Don't stop believing. Y'all know the song, but some of y'all might. Now I could be a lot neater and try to make sure that I didn't like hit. Oh, don't hit the branch. No, but I already know I'm gonna be the cleanup woman. The cleanup woman. Okay. I don't need to sing that song. Ooh, okay. So using a lighter color is more forgiving. It really is. But whenever you're doing this, you just want to make sure that if you're going to put down the next color, that you do it before it dries. It needs to stay wet to make sure. Now these colors are so much alike, but you know what? I'm starting to like the way it's looking. I have learned that something can look ugly when they say trust the process, but then once it dries, it looks amazing. Now I like the way that's looking right now when it's still wet. We're gonna see what happens when it dries. All these intricate details. So I've been practicing with alcohol markers a lot lately. I like them because they're really quick. You can really color a page very quickly, but even though it's quickly, the way it looks can just be outstanding. Outstanding. You know what I'm saying? So I like to use like a little tap, 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 tap motion, especially when it's a small area like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to this point right here, and then I want to get another yellow that because these are so close in color. I'm gonna get another yellow, like a lighter one maybe. So maybe I'll do the sides in the darker color. I'll do the sides in the darker color. Let me get this right here. And then come around with the light color. I'll add that in like when I get to the middle. All right, so far so good. So far so good. So let me see what marker I'm gonna add into this. That says a G90. That says G902. Of course, y'all can't see that because that's off camera. So that, but it looks like a yellow green. Hmm, hmm. Do I want to be adventurous? Or do I want to be safe? Let me see. Let me see. So what was that? G102, 902, G902. Because I want to make sure, I mean, you definitely need to make sure where the colors are on the color wheel because you don't want to make an ugly brown. I mean, unattractive, okay, ugly brown, okay? That's not what we're going for. G902, I found it. All right, so now I'm going to take my G902. Put it in the front. All right, so let me finish off the side though with this. Let me go all the way. We don't want the situation like with the little bunny. It's like, okay, the darkness is trying to overtake him, and it looked like he's swimming, y'all. He's swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Tap, tap, tap. Making sure that the area, where the marker is, that it stays wet. It stays wet. So then you won't have to worry about like the streaking. All right. I hope y'all can see that. And I can see where a little spot is trying to like I ain't gonna say make a line because it's not a line, but I'm just gonna keep laying this marker over it until I see that go away and then move on to the next area. I can still kind of see it a little bit. I see a little shadowing of it. Okay, I'll use that one. So let me go back in, go away. Rain, rain, go away. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. Are you happy? Yes, I am. So now I'm feeling a little insecure about adding this little light green yellow in, but we're gonna go for it. What's the worst that can happen? Hmm. I mean, look at the poor little bunny. Oh my gosh. Okay, so and since it's like a yellow green, it shouldn't be too bad. Let's see. I guess this is like a little leaf. So many of these books have that same little thing. I don't know how I'm feeling about it, but we're gonna keep going. We're not gonna stop. So do you see? I just make sure that the area that I laid the marker down in, it stays wet. Sometimes I go in a circle. If the space is like really, really tight, I'll do a tap, tap, tap. But I mean, I said I go in a circle, but as you see, I just went straight right there. But you can see that lighter color right there. I love that little like tie-dye look. And this is what I do all the way through. Let's say if I needed a stopping point. Whenever I stop, I make sure that I'm either like at the end, like somewhere where it's a clean stop, meaning that I wouldn't stop right here because that's going to look crazy. Meaning that this is going to dry and then I'm going to be, trying to connect it. Um, yeah, I wouldn't stop right here. I would like stop like someplace over here is where I would stop. Like in a little corner or something where you can hide it or, kind of like where you're kind of done with that particular area. I guess I just went out wide. All right, let me come in with another one. And again, I'm new to this, but I've been practicing this for a couple of weeks and I just wanted to share. I think it's a great place, you can start, and you don't have to use three colors. You can just use one. I mean, I'm like Crystal, I'm at 101 if it's gonna be 101. Again, if you hit an area with your marker, go back in and clean that up later. I was thinking about making that other book like my background book. I've been saying that, oh, I'm gonna make a book that's nothing but background. And then I'll start coloring the page. Okay. All right, I got this little area over here hanging. I need to hurry up. Now the darker yellow is a big contrast from this little lime green situation, or like, is it lime green? Do we even want to say it's that? So let me add this middle color back in here. It's the middle color. I think that's the one. Okay, marker, you need to jump in. Get in where you fit in. There we go. All depending on what's looking streaky, especially if you're using several markers. So let's say if it's the dark color that's looking streaky. A lot of times I'll use like the medium tone to smooth it out, but then push come to shove. But see, this doesn't match. It's not a exact match as far as color family. But if they were all in the same color family, I would use the lightest marker from the color family to smooth out any like any lines, any streaks. But this might be okay because it's a sky. We could be like, oh, it's the sun has just lit up the sky. We might be able to get away with this if it looks streaky. What? Look at that. Okay, so if it's just divided, I could stop right here. I could stop right here, okay? And just kind of leave it like that. That would be, I don't know what kind of statement I would be making, but it would be a statement. Not sure what the statement would be. I like the way that looks. And then the darker color is kind of coming through here. So let me try to work this lime green or yellow. Try to work this one a little bit more because you can kind of see it like subtly in within the marker. But when it dries, I'm certain it's gonna look totally different. All right. So this is what I'm going to do. Okay, until I finish the process, just rotating these three markers, and we will come back. I want to let it dry so you can see it once it has dried. All right. Be right back. All right. And here you have it. I absolutely like the way it looks. I do. I love the way the little light green that we used, and then I went by it with the dark. I like the way that looks. I purposely use like the lighter one going down the bird's, belly area and right here. Um, but yeah, so this is the final look when if you want to take your alcohol markers and color the backgrounds in your mythographical books or any books, it does not take long at all. You can add pizzazz to it by, using two different markers. They can be from the same color family or they can be from a different color family. So let me know what you think about this. Is this something you'll do? If you do it, make sure you tag me, especially if you post on Instagram so I can see it. And shout out to everyone who's been participating in Mythographic Monday. It's so funny because I never thought other people would participate in it, but it makes me fired up and ready to go. Now, before we check out and watch another one of my videos, I wanted to show you just a little bit of the cleanup I've done to one of the pages that has the background complete. Let me switch these up. I made sure I hit that stand, didn't I? All right, this is our our tie-dye background. So I just wanted to show you, even though I'm going crazy outside the line, what I do is, like, I'll come back in, and this is with an alcohol marker as well. Use a brown alcohol marker to bring in the tree. And then with my different acrylic, now this is a King Art twin tip. This is a metallic pen. Now this one, I did it here, but I needed one with a sharper point. The point on this one was a little bit too large, so I needed one with a sharper point. So I went and used this pen, what is it, Pentonic? And it's awesome, don't get me wrong. The point is smaller, but then I was like, oh my God, this is taking forever. So then I went and got this metallic pen, water based. It's perfect. Okay, it's perfect. Um, not too thick. This is the Goldilocks pen. Not too soft, not too hard. It's just right. It was not too little. It was not too, large. It was just right. The Goldilocks metallic pen. So yeah, when I finally picked out the right one and got going, I like the way this snowflake came out. This one right here, if I go in and I could go in with black lines around it, but I don't know if I want to do that. But I'll be able to clean it up even more. And if you notice with my little snowballs, I went in with my Sharpie, my white Sharpie, or if you have like a white pen or and this is a Sharpie, but it's not my white one. But I went in with this Sharpie and like made the snowballs white. So that's the cleanup that I do. And some of you guys, you probably ain't gonna be like, riding wild like I am. And you'll be able to not, go over the lines as much. All right. So are you gonna try this? Do you color your backgrounds with alcohol markers? Okay, so my favorite so far is like using two colors from two different color families. I really like the way um, this looks. I'm definitely going to try some more pages like this. So for next week's mythographic videos, I have some Tombows water-based markers. So I want to try the same concept with water-based markers to see how that comes out. So if you have water-based markers, you can do your backgrounds with those as well. But these are with alcohol markers. All right, so tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Hold on a second. Let me get our page back. Hold, please hold. Here it is. We did an awesome job. Yes, yes. Make sure if you try this, you tag me if you post it on Instagram so I can see your beautiful pages, or post it on your excuse me, or post it on your wall if you have a channel. So, all right. This is Crystal the Foxy Colorist. Hey, I'm signing off from the Fox's Den, and this is using alcohol markers to do your backgrounds and your coloring books. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. It's free 99. Like I always say, keep it foxy. Peace. Bye, guys.